So I want to start off by taking us back to 1991. I was in 3rd grade. I was a little kid that was active and always moving. I disrupted class, and my teachers got frustrated with me. They often kicked me out of class at least 3 times a week, but I never understood why. Primarily because class was boring. They tell you to sit, listen, read, write, and only talk when you're given permission to. For me, that was really hard. But then if we fast forward to a summer, I grew up in the inner city. People said, you should really experience college, see what it's all about. And in 5th grade, the summer going into 5th grade, I went to a summer camp on the University of Southern California's campus. And I had a professor tell me that the research said that inner city kids will be homeless, dead, or in prison by the age of 25. By the age of 11, that was my learning experience and the most memorable moments. I had an identity of being a bad kid, and I only had another 14 years to live. See, I believe that your experience drives learning. If we look at young people today that are in K-12, they go to school for 7 hours. Elementary school kids go to school go to about 1 to 2 classes. Middle school students go to 3 to 4 classes, and high school students go between 5 to 8 classes. But if we look at each of those classes, what's really different? Not talking about content, but actually talking about what kids are physically doing. They're sitting, they're listening, they're reading, writing, and talking only when they're told to. When was the last time you stayed engaged for 7 hours, reading, writing, and only talking when you're told to? It's a really boring experience. And so there was a survey done by Gallup. And Gallup surveyed 5 million students between 5th grade and 12th grade. And they asked, are you engaged in school? 47% said no. So then that prompted me to do my own little survey. I asked 500 working professionals that had a college degree, how many teachers impacted your life between kindergarten and college graduation? That number was 7. Think about that for a second. Between kindergarten and college graduation, we have 112 teachers. And only 7 was an average number. So that's 6%. So if we think about it, let's flip it. Instead of it being 6%, it's 94%. 94% failure rate. So if we went to a restaurant and a waiter or waitress got 94% of our meal wrong, we're probably walking out of there with a free meal. And so when we begin thinking about what education is, we have to begin thinking about the experience. Young people are hungry to learn, but we're not recognizing how to really carve that space for them. And what's really unique about education is we've all gone to a public school, so we all have an understanding of how messy and ugly education really can be. And the profession of education is competing with TV. Doctors, lawyers, judges. It all looks cool, and we're all operating off of a concept. So we're wondering why college students, or at least college freshmen, only 4% want to go into education. It's because the industry is competing with a lot of other industries. But what we're working on is helping high school and college students begin seeing themselves as educators and as leaders through teaching. By having college and high school students go into elementary schools and middle schools, they begin designing food truck businesses, filming commercials, designing local zoos. Then they go over and go into the gym and they play kickball and tag games. And then 4 times a year, they're all going on college campuses. not only to see it, but to engage in a scavenger hunt, to go on dance-offs with other college kids, and then eating in the caf to get as many chicken nuggets and ice creams that they can eat. These are the experiences that really matter to kids and help motivate them to stay on track. But what we also know is that our program is really focused on helping to improve school attendance, school behavior, but it also gives teachers an opportunity to pilot and test different ideas and strategies to better engage with their students. Because we know that teachers, 61% of teachers are saying they struggle with behavior problems. They struggle with students' lack of engagement. So what we're working on right now is really helping young people see a different future for themselves. And as we think through this process, we understand that young people want to grow, they want to learn. And teachers and educators are competing with Netflix, YouTube. They're competing with video games. And this is the one major link that we miss in education. We begin forgetting that teachers are competing not only with transferring knowledge, but society. I had an 8th grader on a college field trip come up to me and talk about how he loved Fortnite. For some people who don't know what Fortnite is, it's a popular video game that kids are playing right now. And he was like, he said, when I first started, I was awful. However, I talked to my friends, I watched YouTube videos, I began practicing and trying different strategies. And the crazy part about this is, a lot of people would say this is bad because it's all focused on video games. But what if we replaced video games with geometry? We'd be so excited because this kid took initiatives. We'd be so excited that he tried. And so how do we begin taking what kids are excited about and turn those into learning opportunities? See, I believe that experiences drive learning. Positive experiences engage, negative experiences push you away. Success, to me, is not about a degree or a diploma. It's about our ability to overcome obstacles and challenges. See, I'm still the ADHD kid that twiddles a pencil. I'm still the ADHD kid that asks a lot of questions. But some people have said that's also what creates a great leader. So my challenge to you today is, how are you going back to your community and help kids have experiences that help them discover their strengths? Thank you.